Hello, everyone, and welcome back. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Courtney Donahue. I am the Digital Marketing Manager here at the Vacation Group. And one of the many incredible things about my job is that I get to spend a lot of time traveling. I'm actually currently on board. As you can see behind me, we're sailing into Barcelona right now, where we will explore a little bit later today. But for now, I wanted to talk about something that I think is a helpful tip for all travelers, not just cruisers. And that's 5 things you should be bringing on vacation and 5 things you should probably leave at home. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, for the sake of this video, I didn't want to talk about things that you can typically find in the travel section of your favorite store. So things like a luggage scale, super helpful, not what we're here to talk about today. Things like a towel band or a towel clip to hold your towel on your chair, also a great thing to bring, not what we're here to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the things that you're probably not seeing in your travel section that you can order online or find in some stores that will make your trip just that much better. So here we go. Item number 1 is a laundry hamper. Now mine is one that folds down to be very small, so it packs very well. But when you're traveling, especially on a long trip, and you've got all those dirty clothes, having a hamper to put it into keeps your room so much tidier. And if you're somewhere where you have self-serve laundry, this makes it so much easier to get it to and from the laundry room without having to use the communal laundry baskets that sometimes go missing. So great thing to have. I've had a few different ones. This one has been my favorite so far because it does fold up very small. Fits in my suitcase. It's very light, so it doesn't take up much space, but highly recommend. I tell everyone, especially if you're like me and sailing on a 2-week cruise, a laundry basket. Must have. Will never again share a cabin with my husband without having a laundry hamper. Item number 2 is definitely a little more towards warm weather destinations, or if you just always run hot, something that I've seen so many people need, and I kind of just want to hand them out because they're really helpful. And that's one of these little fans. Now this is a little rechargeable one, folds up kind of nicely, but it makes the world of difference when it's hot out and you're just sweating in the Caribbean and you just want to be cool. A little fan. Now, obviously there are all types of these. There are the paper ones that you can use to fan yourself. This one, like I said, is a little rechargeable guy, but highly recommend a fan. Cool yourself off. I am always hot in the Caribbean. I don't do well in the heat. I always joke that I am cranky for every degree over 70. So big fan of a little rechargeable fan to help just keep you cool when it's really hot outside. Item number 3 is somewhere to keep your room key and a credit card if you're just taking one card into port or just need a card. Now, if you're traveling on a ship, you only need your room key. That is your lifeline. That is your card. That is the way you pay. That is the way you do everything. Same thing with an all-inclusive resort. That room key is your lifeline. Now, if you're traveling on land, you might not need all of these or either of these, but they can be super helpful, especially if you don't want to carry around a full wallet, because that's just something extra you have to make sure you're keeping track of as you're traveling through crowds. So something we always give guests on our ambassador and president's cruises, because they're super helpful, is a lanyard with a little plastic thing to hold your room key. A lot of guests will use these to carry their ship card around because, again, that is your lifeline. Another great option, and my personal preference, is some sort of wallet that goes on the back of your phone. So we have these little sticky wallets that we gave to guests on the ambassador cruise. They just stick right there. You can put your room key in it. When you go into port, you can put a credit card and ID because they are stretchy, so they do allow for more than one card. I personally have one that I can swap between my devices. It's magnetic. Love iPhones for that. And my room key sits right in there. I also always have a few business cards and whatever else I need right there in the back of my phone because my phone's always on me. So it's a great way. Other people will use, some cruise lines will allow you to punch a hole in your card. They'll do it for you at guest services so you can make sure it's done in the right spot. And they'll put their card on little wristbands so that it's dangling. There are a billion different types of lanyards people will use. Some cruise lines, specifically Princess with their medallion technology, Virgin Voyages with their bracelets, and of course, if you're going to a resort or something like Disney, you do have the magic bands in some cases. So there are different ways that they give you your pass, your key card, whether it's the medallion, the bracelets, whatever. But if you do have a physical key card that you're using, whether it's at a hotel, a resort, or on board a cruise ship, somewhere to put that so you're not rifling through a purse or wallet to try to find it is a great option. Now for item number 4, this one, when I tell people that I do this, they're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And I did not come up with it. I am not taking credit for this. However, an over-the-door shoe organizer is fantastic for organizing your cabins, especially if you're either in a smaller cabin or you're sharing your cabin with a lot of people. Over-the-door shoe organizer makes a world of difference. In here, you can put your sunscreens, your medications, your beauty products, your hairbrushes, your hair products, anything that you need to bring. Now, I'm going to mix these two together because, quite frankly, I have more than 5 things and I want to make sure to tell you all of them. And this one is specifically pertaining to cruise ships, and that's magnets. Now, not every cruise ship, but most cruise ships have magnetic walls, which allow you to put magnets on them to hold things like your daily planner that they give you. And some cruise lines no longer do paper copies, but you do still get a lot of things delivered to your cabin. You can also get hooks to hang things like hats and lanyards and all of that to just, again, keep things off of your counters and your tabletop spaces and use up some more space within the rooms. Next up is specifically for people that are always on their phone or taking a lot of pictures or just have a phone that the battery maybe doesn't last as long. This one you're probably bringing, but you know what? A lot of people didn't have one the other day. So I'm going to throw it in there. And that's some form of a power bank to charge your devices, like your fan, for example, or your cell phone or anything else that you have. These are super handy. They come in all shapes and sizes, all powers, all of those things. I just have this little one here, but great option for when you're walking around port, especially if you're in port for a long day. We had an 8-hour tour the other day, and by the end of it, my phone was at 5%. Whoops. Item number 5 is one that is definitely personal preference in what type you prefer to bring. I always make sure to bring some form of a bag, whether it's a small little bag that folds up like this that I will clip to the side of my purse, or a tote bag that you can carry around. Some cruise lines do give them in your cabin, which is fantastic. Some don't. Some resorts give them in your room. Some don't. Some hotels will have them. Some won't. But I think it's a great way when you're going into port to keep all your souvenirs together, or if you're going to the beach, it's great to put your towels and your sunscreen and all of your stuff in some form of a bag, beach bag, backpack, something. I like these ones that can be very, very small and don't take up a lot of space because we're all about saving space when we're traveling. This one is great because it does lie flat. It's also super light, but really there's a variety of different options. A lot of people will have backpacks. There are some that even fold up very small. I have a few from some amazing cruise lines that have given them in the past, but they're another great option if you prefer a backpack. I like this one because it just opens up. I have a little bag to do my shopping in. And then when I'm done with it, I can fold it back up, stick it back in there, and have a great way to just carry things around when I'm buying a few too many souvenirs in port. Now, I know I said 5 things, but there's one more that I would not be me if I did not mention, because this is something that I personally have way too many of. So sorry to my husband. However, that is some form of a cup. Now, if you drink a lot of water, water bottle's great. If you prefer iced drinks of some sort, we don't judge what's in the cup. Another great option, especially when you're traveling to a warm weather destination where you want your water cold for a while, or you want your iced drink to stay iced and not watered down. Some form of a travel cup is fantastic. Even guests that prefer a hot beverage, a coffee cup to hold your hot drink, another great option. Just to make sure it stays the temperature you want it for longer. There's nothing worse than sitting by the pool and you reach down to grab your drink and suddenly it's a watered down mojito. It's sad. Now, if you have a beverage package, you can get another one, but that's just wasteful. So I always travel with some form of cup. This go around, it's those 2 that I just showed you, but it's always about personal preference and what best fits your needs and your beverage preferences. Now, this one doesn't really count as something you should be bringing. It doesn't really count for resorts because it's not a thing there. But on some cruise ships, something that is fun to bring, and it does bring people a lot of enjoyment, is ducks. Now, these are little crochet ducks that I made, but a lot of people will bring rubber ducks and hide them around the ship. This is most commonly popular on cruise lines like Carnival and Disney and Royal Caribbean and Norwegian. You will see it on other lines like Celebrity and Holland, etc. They're fun to hide. There are some rules. You can't hide them in plants. You can't hide them in pools. Things like that. People will find them, rehide them, keep them. Some people have a whole collection of that they bring. Just a cute little fun thing that some people like to do. If it's not for you, that's okay. But just another little fun tip for things you can bring that will make your vacation a little better, especially if you're traveling with children. Children love finding these little ducks. It's always really cute to watch them, looking for them and finding them. So just a little extra item for you. Okay, so we just talked about 5-ish things that you should be bringing when you're traveling. Let's talk about 5 things that should be staying at home, especially if you're traveling on a cruise ship. Now, a lot of these things, if you do try to bring them on board, they will be found during luggage inspection. They will be confiscated. You will have to pick them up at the end of your trip at this table, and you don't want to have to go to that table. I call it the table of shame. That's usually where you'll see a variety of the same items just laid out on a table. First up, steamers, irons. You are not allowed to bring a steamer or an iron on board a cruise ship. Basically anything that creates heat. You can have a hair straightener. People have tried to bring hot pots on board or like tea kettles. Not allowed. They will be confiscated. Don't even try it. You don't want to have to go to that table on disembarkation day. So leave your heat producing items other than a hair straightener at home. Number 2, and guys, I'm guilty of this one, scissors. Now, I know my fellow crafters, you're like, what do you mean? I want to crochet, needlepoint, cross stitch, whatever. When I'm on board, I want scissors. They will be confiscated, and you will have to go to the table of shame, where you will stand next to me as you get your scissors. Now, I know some cruise lines do allow the ones that are TSA approved that like fold into each other. Some don't, so be careful with that. Would try to leave your scissors at home, or know that there's a very good chance that they will be confiscated from you, and you will make the walk to the table of shame. Item number 3 that you should be leaving at home when you're going on a cruise is extension cords or any sort of power device of that kind. Some cruise lines have started cutting back on even the ones that allow you to plug in multiple devices to one port, but extension cords especially are not allowed to be confiscated. You'll have to visit the table of shame in order to get them back at the end of your cruise. So leave your extension cords at home. There are quite a few different ways to plug things in on board. I do always recommend bringing an adapter that has either the European plug type or the variety of plugs, because there are sometimes both in a room, and that gives you a few more options for plugging things in. But your extension cords, they need to stay back home in your house away from your cruise cabin. Item number 4, and this will go against some of the cruise hack videos that you see on social media, but just don't do it. And that is trying to bring your own alcohol on board. Now, some cruise lines do allow bottles of wine to be brought on board. Sometimes there's a limit to the number you can bring, and there might be a corkage fee if you do try to drink in any public space. You can ask one of our agents. You can go to the FAQs on any of the cruise line sites to find out about bringing wine to your specific cruise ship. Leave the alcohol at home. There are wonderful bars on board. There are wonderful options for drinks. You can get drink package on most cruise lines, or you might even get one included in your cruise fare, depending on your cruise line of preference. So leave the alcohol at home. Enjoy the drinks that are available to you on board, and don't put your status with the cruise line at risk. And the final thing to not bring on board a cruise ship, and this one is specifically for my techies who like to get some aerial footage, and that's your drone. Drones are a prohibited item on board. You cannot use them. It's restricted space. So leave your drones at home. Don't try to bring it on board. If it is found, it will be confiscated, but you can't use it on board the ship anyway, and some ports also have restrictions. So leave it at home. Be safe. There are people who try to sneak it on board. Some people get away with it, people don't. It's never worth it. So leave it at home, packed away nicely, and get your footage the old-fashioned way. Unless you have some need to, for another reason, you don't need to bring beach towels. They will provide them to you on board. You return them to get ones and dry ones and all of the things. So don't take up space in your luggage for towels because you don't need it. So there you have 5-ish things to bring on your trip and 5 things to just leave at home packed away safely. For a complete list, you can always visit the cruise line site. You can always give us a call. We're happy to tell you if it should come or stay with you. Our team is here to help and can definitely help point you in the right direction. That's all for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got at least one helpful tip from this video. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and check back next week for a video on travel. Bye, guys.